Hi, this is Amit, and today we are going to see an unbelievable attacking game between the legend Viswanathan Anand and Nepo played at Fide Online Nations Cup on 7th May 2020. Also, I would request all of you to watch this video till the end as we are going to see a brilliant attacking move played by Viswanathan Anand, which is even difficult for the strongest engines or computer to find it instantly. So let's start with the game. D4, Knight F6, Anand is white and Nepo is black. C4, G6, Anand played knight to c3, d5, pawn captures, knight captures, bishop d2, bishop g7. In any opening, my friends, always remember we have to control the center and we have to develop all the pieces. And white played e4 in order to control the center squares and attack opponent's knight. So black played knight into c3, bishop into c3. As you can see that white has a very good grip on center and black needs to do something about it. Nepo played pawn to c5. So he attacks the center over here. Now Anand played pawn to d5 in order to maintain the control of the center. At the same time, he is gaining space. Also, white is very happy to trade this bishop as this might create a dark weak squares on the black's king side after he castles short. Black played bishop into c3, b into c3, and as I already said, white is very happy. Also, white wants to play pawn to e5 in order to gain the space. So black played queen to d6. White wants to play f4 followed up by e5, but that is not possible because black is controlling these squares. So Anand played queen to d2. The point behind this move is that Anand wants to play f4, which has been supported by the queen, and then he would follow it up by e5, which gains the space. At the same time, he is increasing his control on the center. Black played castle, white played f4 as already planned, and now Nepo played e6. The point behind this move is that still Anand has not castled and he's a bit behind in development. So Nepo wants to open up the files such that he can use those files to attack Anand's king. Now here Anand played a novelty. He played knight to f3. Before this game, there was a game played between Anish Giri and MVL where Anish played bishop to c4. Anand said that this he has already prepared 10 years back for the world championship. So knight f3, black played e into d5. And now Anand again played a very good move. He played bishop to c4. This pressurizes the center. At the same time, it vacates the square between the king and rook such that he can castle. Remember this thing, this pawn will not be able to capture the bishop because it is under a relative pin by the queen. So even if he captures, in that case, white is going to win the queen and win the game. Black played bishop to e6 and white castles. Nepo played d4, which is already a mistake. Now this is the position which I was talking about. This position is even difficult for the strongest engines and computers to find it instantly. You can pause the video and think, what should white play in this position? Anand played a brilliant attacking move. He played pawn to f5. Now Anand is even willing to sacrifice the bishop, which is what black played. He took the bishop. If black captures the pawn, in that case white can win the game. Can you find how? White should play queen to g5 check, king to h8 is the only legal move, queen f6 check, king to g8, and now white should play knight to g5. If you'll note that this bishop is under a relative pin, so definitely capturing is not at all possible, as in that case we are going to capture the queen and again white is in a better position to win the game. And if he plays any random move, let's say he plays knight to c6, in that case white will play queen to h6. White is threatening queen into h7 check and mate, and if he vacates the square for king to escape, in that case white can still win the game by playing bishop into e6. Now black has two main options over here. He can capture either with the rook or with the pawn. If he captures with the queen, in that case we can win the queen, and again in that case white is clearly winning. And if he either captures with the pawn or with the rook, it doesn't matter. In that case white will play queen into h7 check, king to f8, and then queen f7 is check and mate. The queen is been guarded by the knight. Let's come back to the game. So Anand played f5 where Nepo played bishop into c4, e5. Again a very beautiful move by Anand. The idea behind this move is to play pawn to f6, which increases the grip on the dark squares, and Anand wants to play queen h6 followed up by queen g7 mate. Black saved the queen and then f6. And black resigned in this position. As I already said, if he plays any random move, In that case, queen to h6 and queen g7 check and mate is inevitable. Even if black tries to control the g7 square by playing rook to g8, that is, if he plays king to h8, still white can win the game by playing queen h6, threatening queen to g7 mate. And if black controls the g7 square by playing rook to g8, white can shift the attack to h7 square by playing knight to g5. And white is threatening queen into h7 check and mate, which is unstoppable. Hope you enjoyed the game. That's it for the day, my friends. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.